It's a busy morning.
Morning. Oh, my Lord, my happy. Know these people.
Not
You just showed up. Really good. Well, I'm glad you did. What do you guys do? Why don't we just He's wonderful, well, then you won't take his place. Okay?
somebody got really on it. We're getting the best on it.
Glad you're here. All right. Talk to you after.
and sing with us to get it all started. Step by step, life is a journey. Step by step, and every day. Step by step, on your journey, let God show you the way. Go with God, go with God. Spirit will show you the way. Go with God, go with God. Let go and go with God. Step by step, my faith is growing. Step by step, every day. Step by step, love's light is glowing, guiding me on my way. Go with God, go with God. Spirit will show you the way. Go with God, go with God. Let's go and go with God. Go with God, go with God. Spirit will show you the way. Go with God, go with God. Let's go and go with God. Let's go and go with God. Let's go and go with Good morning, everybody. If you cannot tell, we're entering the season where people decorate their front yards. And that is what we've done up here. Isn't that beautiful? I got some music coming through the speakers, Dave, and I'm going to start dancing if you doesn't turn. Okay. None of us want that to happen. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Welcome to Unity of Music City, a place of authentic transformation. It's who we are, and it's what we do, and it's what's fitting to happen today if you'll just pay attention. So, we've got a few quick announcements. Thursday, September 19th, that's this Thursday, I believe, Healing Arts Fall Equinox Service and Fire Ceremonies at 7 p.m. There's a flyer posted out in the foyer, lobby, what do we call it? Vestibule, narthex. Yeah.
That's the Presbyterian church.
Yeah. Whatever we decided it was called last week, out there in that area, there's a flyer about it, but come on out and join us for that. And then Saturday, September 21st, the actual equinox, I believe, our outdoor adventure team is doing a 2.2-mile hike around Couchville Lake Loop Trail. So Ann Coverdale, is Ann here today? I don't see
No,
Ann.
she is recouping from a sprained ankle, so we just continue to see that healed. Because that's what she's doing to get ready.
Great. The woman who is recouping from a sprained ankle will be leading a 2.2-mile on Saturday, September 21st. Did you know that we believe in miracles here at Unity of Music City? Yes. And we know that's going to happen. So that is 8:45 a.m. It's a miracle if I'm up at 8:45 a.m., so that's what made me laugh there. There's another flyer out there. Check that out. And then Thursday, September 26th, that's a week from this Thursday, there's a mediumship and intuitive development night with Susie, right? Where's Susie? There she is back there. 7 p.m. in the sanctuary, so put that on your calendar. Of course, there's always a bulletin in the back that has all the month's activities. And then Saturday, September 28th, that's a week from this Saturday, 2 weeks from yesterday. This Saturday means the one upcoming, doesn't it? I had an argument with somebody about that this week. Okay, Saturday, September 28th is Love the Land Day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Lunch will be provided. If you want to come back and come and give a little sweat equity to our spiritual community, then come on out and join us. Let me tell you, so many things are happening today, and it is absolutely perfect. This next song we're going to sing. I think it might have been an accident. They surely don't plan this, do they? Yeah, stand on up and let your light shine with us. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, Can we go with you? I was just trying to plan a little impromptu party. It's good to see you, Rick. I got a few more quick announcements for you here. First off, coming up Sunday, September 29th, that's 2 weeks from today, we have, all I have here is Sacred Science movie showing at 2 p.m. I'm thinking that this is a movie about if Bill Nye and the Dalai Lama had a love child. That was supposed to get a much bigger laugh. Much bigger laugh.
Sam, can I
Yes,
say
ma'am.
something about it?
Please do.
The Healing Arts Ministry is showing this, and this is an amazing movie if you've never seen it, because it's about people that get to the end of their rope in health issues, and they go to the Amazon, and they heal themselves with shamanic people, with different herbs, with different things. So if that strikes your fancy, you might want to see. They put people in small little huts that they built out there, and you are there, and the shamans and people come and work on you, and people have literally been healed of things they've been told in the United States there is no help for you. So it's an amazing movie.
Which gives us, which is the 29th. It's 2 weeks from today, so Sunday, September 29th, 2 to 4 p.m., which gives us all, of course, additional motivation to pray for the rainforest in the Amazon right now. Saturday, October 26th, put this on your calendar. This is a ways off, but you want to put this on your calendar. Love Yourself Madly with Scott Stabile. Who was here last time Scott Stabile was here? Yeah, he's amazing. So put that on your calendar. There's a flyer posted in the bulletin board.
And he will be speaking on Sunday morning.
And he will be speaking on Sunday morning. He's fantastic. You'll want to be here for that. Lunch bunch at 11:30 every Wednesday, studying The Gift of Change by Marianne Williamson, and our Wednesday evening class at 7 p.m. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. B?
Good morning. As we have celebrated Unity's World Day of Prayer, we affirm together, I am the light of God in expression. You are the light of God in expression. We are the lights of God in expression. Sometimes I may worry or fret when I think of what a loved one is going through, but I know that spending my energy focusing on the negative is neither helpful to my loved one, nor is it healthy for me. I find that when I'm concerned about someone, the best thing I can do is to keep my thoughts positive and optimistic. I pray affirmatively, knowing there is great power in my thoughts and words. As I hold others in prayer, I see in them what they may not see for themselves. I hold them in the light, knowing the truth, that they are divine, filled with infinite potential. I affirm that you are the light of God in expression. May you be peace. May you be love. May you be well. May you be happy.
And so as we settle into our seats this morning, let's just start with a reset breath. And just allow our breath to balance within our body. I am the light of God in expression. Just try that on. I am the light of God in expression. May I be peace. May I be love. May I be well. May I be happy. And then I just allow a face to go through my mind. Someone I want in this now moment to feel this. Knowing that our thoughts have great power and can reach another individual. You are the light of God in expression. May you be peace. May you be love. May you be well. May you be happy in the silence. In the silence. I am the light of God in expression. And you are the light of God in expression. And when I forget that, when I'm in my place of worry and angst, it's wonderful. It's amazing to know that all I need to do is be still and know.
Be still.
So we had conversations this morning about the choir being on the stage, but I don't know about you all. I think you can hear them better way up here. And the reason they are is because if you haven't been able to see this, when you come and do the offering, you'll be able to see this. This is a creation of Cynthia and Julia for our World Day of Prayer service that we had. And I will be honest, it was more beautiful in the dark, but it is still very beautiful right now. But it was gorgeous in the dark on Thursday night. And so the song they just sang was about service. And know that today, you're going to hear from two different ministries in this amazing spiritual community that we are a part of. One's going to be the youth ministry, and one's going to be the Prayer Chaplains. But what I want to tell you, if you were here last Sunday during our town hall meeting, you saw all the people that were standing up here that are leading these ministries. We got a lot of stuff going on. And a lot of different groups of people serving this spiritual community, and it's pretty amazing. The other thing I want to tell you is you're going to hear quotes from Don Miguel Ruiz. You're going to hear quotes from Rumi. You're going to hear quotes from Greg Braden. And I hope that one or more of those touch your heart. And so I'm going to start with a small little story that was in Matthew. And it was about a mother. Are there any mothers in the room? Some kind of mother. And if you've ever had children, you know that sometimes, I always said, because I worked in education for years before I had children, and I was like, I would not be that kind of mother. Well, guess what? The minute somebody crossed one of my little darlings, I became that kind of mother. And I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this. What am I doing? Well, there was that kind of mother in the scriptures. And she walked up to Jesus, and remember, Jesus, they all thought that he was going to take over the world. Remember that? He was going to have a kingdom on the earth, and he was going to be the king. That's what all those people thought. And so this mother of the sons of Zebedee came up to him one day, and she said, Jesus, you know, when you become the king, I want my two sons on either side of you. One on the left and one on the right. Can you imagine what Jesus probably thought? Or even said? Now, the scriptures don't tell us everything that he said or thought. But they do say that he said, that is not the way that you become a leader. If you want to be a leader, you have to serve first before you can become a leader. So I want you to hear that in preface for all that you're going to see this morning, because some leaders come in packages that don't necessarily look like what we think they're going to look like. They could be very small. They could be very different than what we think in our world today as a leader. So we've been studying this, and this is what these amazing youth are going to show us this morning. We've been studying these on Wednesday night, and we've been talking about them on Sunday morning, but we've been talking about them from an adult perspective. Be impeccable with your words. What does that really mean? Don't take anything personally. What does that really mean? Don't make assumptions. Remember the picture of the ass up here last Sunday morning? Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. Well, I want you to expand your consciousness, because they're going to show us some skits that they created themselves that are going to show you what that means to them. And I think that you will be able to connect to what they're going to do. And Stephanie needs a mic.
We're going to make our way up, and you guys are going to start to get prepped. So we've been doing some exciting things. I have been on a journey of creating, the last few years, a overnight experience for teens called Unity Youth Unplugged. And we just experienced our fall Unity Youth Unplugged with these teens and tweens, most of these. Some of them aren't quite the age yet. And what's interesting, when Denise said you're going to come into the 4 agreements, it was a perfect timing for us. You know, when you do things at Unity churches, you have to follow protocol. And these kids, parents, and the kids sign these Unity Heart Agreements. And they're things like, I will not drink an energy drink overnight. I will not bring, yeah, I thought you would like these. I would not bring a skateboard, rollerblade, or electronic game. I won't bring my parents alcohol. And my favorite one of all, is I will not pierce or alter my body while I am color. You signed this, honey. Or color my hair or something like that while overnight. And this is, of course, I think this is really cute, and I know there's reasons why. Denise, over the years, we've had to have these things through Unity, but they sign it, and we move forward, and then they
We
actually...
didn't want to be responsible for what they might do to their bodies while
Right.
we're here.
I mean, there's reasons why we as a whole cover ourselves, right? But when they come to the experience, the personal development night, that has been the joy of my life to create, this is kind of funny to us because there is no time for anything like that. And the first thing they have to do is go unplugged, which means to let go of their device, their phone. And oftentimes, parents come in and they think maybe it's a punishment or they're going to think it's a punishment. What I try to tell them is it's really a challenge for yourself, because in this day and age we get really caught up in this world. And it's really something, a challenge for them for the night. No one's being punished, but we have this moment where I say, love on your phone, have a moment with your phone, because we're about to put them in a box. And then as soon as we put that phone in the box, I'm giving them a lot of the secret stuff here. As soon as we put the phone in the box, I tell them, iPad. And they're like, what? And it's this paper right here, the 4 agreements. And this is what we go over first thing, and they sign. So it was very synchronistic when you said, we're going to do the 4 agreements. I said, well, you know this. And we call it iPad because the first thing to do through the night is to remember them so you can stay in agreement. Impeccable. Be impeccable with your word. Personally, P. Don't take anything personally. A. Don't make assumptions. And D. Do your best. So if we can remember them throughout the night, we can keep each other in check. So we iPad it. Just as soon as I have them thinking about their device they just let go of, I say iPad. And we learn the 4 agreements. And what they have to do then is work in partners, in groups, and create skits to make sure they understand what each agreement means. And they come up with these hilarious, they have,
so funny.
I know, they have 5 minutes to come up with something. So luckily for you guys, we took a little longer than 5 minutes to work on these.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to have them start. And this scene 1 is going to take us right into the morning before school. Action.
Don't sing. I have a headache. Oh. Okay.
During the school day, in chorus class,
All right, class, we're going to start with warm-ups. Start with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi. Cole, why are you 2 singing?
My mom told me not to sing.
Well, I'm going to have to talk to your mother about that. Everybody, start working on the song that we practiced last week. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go.
This little light of mine.
All right, class, looks like the bell's about to ring. Class dismissed.
So later that afternoon, after school,
Welcome home, sweetie. How was your day?
Okay, I guess.
I received a phone call from your choir teacher saying that you refused to sing and that it was because I told you you weren't allowed to sing.
That's what you said this morning.
I don't remember saying that.
When I came downstairs singing, you told me don't sing.
Oh, I understand now. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that I didn't want you to sing. It was just that I had a headache and I needed some quiet.
Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity, say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love.
thank you. So many agreements I find, I know that we're making very early on in life. We're making at these ages. And so oftentimes when we're in discussion about these agreements, we realize that it's things that were misunderstood or that we were told maybe our nose is a little too big or doesn't fit a certain, way when we wear our hair, or we can't sing or we can't hold a pitch. And oftentimes we're told that by our parents, our families, and we carry that with us as we get older and start to go into different things in life. So we realize really quick, even at this age, that sometimes when our parents might be in a little bit of a mood, we hear them and take on an agreement that is absolutely untrue. All right. This scene is going to take us, where are we going to go in this scene? Oh, we're in the party. We're at a party and we're chatting.
Where did Ivar go?
I don't know. Why ask me?
Well, he didn't say goodbye. Why did Ivar just leave my party? Does he not like me? Is he mad at me? Wow, that just really wasn't cool.
Wait. Overheard a phone call he just had. It doesn't sound very good. It sounds like his grandma's in the hospital. It's probably where he's heading now.
Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering.
So I know we as adults have never done anything like this. This is only a high school thing, right? This is where we have to remember we're all in our own thought and perception. We all have our own view of the world. Some will, some won't. And not taking it personally, I think, is one of what we call it upstairs in the youth department, is stay in your own lane. So, the next scene, the teens all wrote these, so I have to make sure I stay on point here. Brings us to the school cafeteria.
Hey, why didn't Cole sit with us? He always sits with us. He's like a part of our group. Wow, that really hurts my feelings. I guess we're not friends anymore.
Hold up. I was in the last class with those two. They said they were going to get together to work on a project, and then they'd meet at lunch to make plans. That was a really big assumption, Journey. I would know. I made something just like that at my party last weekend.
I understand now. Thank you.
Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want. Communicate with others clearly, as you can avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life.
Yes, we all have a tendency to make assumptions, and the problem is that we all believe them as the truth. Whether it's the school cafeteria or not getting that hug from someone on Sunday morning sometimes because we're in full force, we tend to not just simply not ask ourselves, and what we've been saying upstairs is we have to ask ourselves, is it true? To keep ourselves from the making of the assumption. So the last, and then something they wanted me to say, we were talking about this morning. All these skits that they came up with, they said, actually, it has all of them. So we were talking about how all the agreements really go together and they're all integrated, and each skit could actually be all of them.
Especially this one.
Yes, I got
Especially
it.
this one.
Especially this one. So here we're at a school play audition.
I stayed up all night practicing for my vocal audition. Hey Ivar, are you ready for your audition?
I think so. I've been working on it all week.
Wow. You guys spent so much time practicing. I've been a lead in the last 3 shows, so I really don't think I need to practice that much.
All right, everybody, quiet down. Let's start auditions.
So the next day, everyone is staring at the cast list that just posted.
Oh my gosh, I got a lead.
So did I. I guess all that practicing really did pay off.
What?
I didn't get a lead? How is that possible? Excuse me, I don't understand. Why didn't I get a lead?
Well, your audition wasn't very good. It didn't seem like you were very prepared.
But I've had a lead in the last 3 shows.
Well, it doesn't matter what you had in your last shows. You always have to do your best for each audition.
We don't ever act like that, do we?
Always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are tired as opposed to well rested. And any circumstance, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret.
Thank you, youth, for always doing your best.
Was that not just truly amazing? Did anybody remember school at all, and lunchrooms, and all of those things? Of course, none of us, as she said, ever did any of that, right? Ever, none of that. Still do. I love the thing with your hair thing. That's just awesome. Okay. So, from last Sunday to this Sunday, we've had a whole week of World Day of Prayer. And some of you were able to come on Thursday night, and it was a very magical evening for those of us who were here. And some of you were praying from your own home. Some of you may have gone to the website of Unity and seen some of what they were doing at Unity Village, because that was quite amazing also. I celebrate the vast possibilities for my life. And before I begin this section with the prayer chaplains, I was having a conversation with some of them this morning, and I said it's very interesting sometimes when people talk to me about being a prayer chaplain, they think that means that they have to be holy all the time, or something like that. And what I attempt to get across to them as prayer chaplains are the people that meet once a month at least, and we dig in our own stuff constantly. We meet in a circle, We check in. We talk about what's going on in our own lives and how it's not sometimes pretty. And sometimes one of us has to remind all the rest of us, we could pray about that. Isn't that interesting that even as a prayer chaplain, sometimes we forget that that's what we're there about. We're there about prayer. We're there about understanding that that's the bottom line. And so one of the things that I did for this prayer chaplain induction, it's going to be a little bit different than most of the inductions we've done, is I kind of took some stuff from Greg Braden's book. And when people ask me about books about prayer, this is the one I tell people to read. It's the most profound. It's probably the easiest read, but it's very difficult to follow all of the stuff. It's kind of like the Four Agreements. It's like you can read this book in an afternoon, but if you really take all of the processes in, it's really very challenging sometimes. So he talks about, in his book, a lost mode of prayer. And there is a story in that book about someone who is learning to pray for rain. And so Greg is trying to explain to him, you don't pray for something, you become it. And so he follows this Native American man to a circle, and the Native American man stands and says, I'm going to show you what I do. And all he really did was stand in the middle of the circle. Now, the writing in the book tells you that he was feeling rain. He was smelling rain. He was remembering and visualizing rain. And what happened at the end of that prayer is that rain came. Sometimes in our wordiness in our own minds, and what we've been taught in other spiritual traditions, is that we have to say the right words, and we have to hold our hands in the right way, and we have to do all these things, when really it is that we become what it is that we are praying about. And so this morning, I have several different people that are going to come up here that have gone through the process this last year of becoming a prayer chaplain. And that sounds a little bit daunting at first, but all that means is that you say yes. That's all it means. About. We visit people in the hospitals. We visit people at home. We pray for people in the prayer room. It's about serving, I want to serve you, this spiritual community. And so this morning I want you to meet these people. They're going to come up a few at a time, sometimes one at a time, sometimes 2 or 3 at a time. I'm going to give them a prayer shawl that they're going to put on, just as a way of saying, this is me and I'm a prayer chaplain. They are going to read something to you, and they're going to light one of these. You see candles right over here. And so I want B. Lift to come first. And the reason I wanted her to come first is because B is the prayer chaplain that we see the most of the time. Because she's the one that comes and reads our sacred reading every Sunday morning. If you want to know how that happened, it was that I reached out to the prayer chaplains and I said, I need to have someone who can be committed, not committable, committed to being here every Sunday morning and reading for us. Prayer chaplains. That doesn't mean that all the prayer chaplains have to do that, because we talk about all the different ways that the prayer chaplains serve this community, and we say choose a way. What is the way that you would choose? We have some people that like to go to hospitals. We have some people that don't. We have some people that like to go to funeral homes. We have some people that don't. We have some people that like to pray with people after the service. We have some people that don't. There is no proper way to be a prayer chaplain. But what I want to say about this amazing woman is that I think she's been a prayer chaplain all her life. We're just now calling her that several years ago. And, you know, I don't think she'll be offended if I say she's one of our matriarchs here. Yes. With me, with several of us. Bless you.
we remember the lost mode of prayer. There are two questions that the prayer chaplains discuss. What is happening in our world and in the lives of those within the spiritual community? What can we do to make things better? And the answer is, we can pray. There is something greater than each of us, and that same something lives and breathes and has its being within each of us. That energy connects us all to the one. We feel it, we believe in it, we pray within that oneness. The force that creates unimaginable splendors and unimaginable horrors has taken refuge within us. It will follow our commands, our thoughts, our emotions. And so, a prayer chaplain's job is to wake up to the presence and the power so that we can assist the awakening of others on the planet.
So she just lit a candle for Amy. I have 3 prayer chaplains that are coming up together, so I want Amy and Colleen and Carolyn, all 3, to come up. So one of the things, and you all come up here, and Amy's going to stay right here. One of the things that we talk about in the prayer chaplain program, again, is we check in with each other every month. We know what's going on in our lives, but not just ours, the lives of people that we serve in this community. And we hold it in prayer. And one of the things we have begun to realize is that hurt is really the teacher. We can't really get away from pain. Pain is a part of the human condition. Pain is a part of what goes on in our life. I posted a Rumi quote this morning that some of you saw. If you want the moon, do not hide from the night. If you want a rose, do not run from the thorns. If you want love, do not hide from yourself. That's quite profound. And what I want to say about these 3 ladies, it is my honor to be in this prayer chaplain program with them, because anytime I'm at the hospital with somebody, one or all of them beat me there, or are there after I'm there, or coming all the time. It's amazing. And so that's part of their understanding of prayer chaplaincy, is that we have to be there for people when they're struggling with this thing we call the human condition. And so, Amy, and B lit a candle for you, honey.
We remember hurt is the teacher, wisdom is the lesson. A dark night of the soul is a time in your life when you'll be drawn into a situation that represents what, for you, are your worst fears. A time like this comes when you least expect it, and we are reminded through universal principles that this may just be the signal you need to first take a look deep within your own soul at the things that may have been holding you back. And this may also be just the feelings you need to feel to move beyond and create the life you have always wanted to create. Otherwise, you might never have taken the leap.
And this is Colleen Barber.
We are shown our capacity to feel. In our deepest feelings of pain, we discover the depth of our own capacity to love. And so the question continues to be, can I love in the presence of this experience? Can I understand? Can I love in the presence of this unthinkable? Can I love in a world where others don't understand? I may not know the answer to those questions in this moment, and I do know that choosing love is what sustains me. It carries me through the tough times as well as the great times. Love promises that we will always heal. The key is to allow love into my life.
And Carolyn Bauer.
Perhaps it isn't surprising to discover that within the subtlety of this truth, we can find that love is the single most powerful force in creation. Maybe love really is the answer to all of life's issues. Many mystics and teachers have stated that when we allow ourselves to align with this energy and emotion we call love, nothing can destroy us. So how do we begin to align with the energy that created this amazing universe we live in? We pray. Thank you.
It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's not the teacher, not the preacher, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's not the teacher, not the preacher, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh It's me, oh Lord, standing in need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Standing in the need of prayer. Standing in the need of prayer.
So that's kind of like the chaplain's song. It's us. Because when we're talking about someone that has an issue or someone that's in the hospital, we have to first shift our thoughts about it. We have to let go of that there's something the matter. And realize that there's divine order and something perfect going on even when we don't like it or we don't think it's perfect. So there's something going on here in our spiritual community that some of us have had to wrap our minds around. We have two amazing people that have been going through this chaplain program, and all of a sudden they're being called to New Mexico. And we're having to be okay with that and allow release, even in knowing that we're not going to like it because they're not going to be in our circles on the first Sunday of the month. But you still will be in our circles on the first Sunday of the month. Because we remember blessing is the release. And so Cynthia and Julia, as I call you up here, I want you to know how much we have been blessed to have you as a part of this Prayer Chaplain program. And I hate to say it, but once a chaplain, prayer chaplain, always a prayer chaplain.
Situation is the release. Rumi once said, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I will meet you there. During our reset breath, there is a moment between exhale and inhale where the mysteries of the universe live. The Essenes taught Jesus, the master teacher, about how to live in that space. Maybe if we as human beings find ourselves in that space more often, we could release those things that keep us stuck in patterns of old behavior. So how do we stay in that place? Focus on the blessings.
Hello. This act of acknowledgement without judgment is the opening that allows healing to begin. In that moment, those experiences and the feelings attached move through our body instead of getting stuck and attached in cellular memory. is the feeling in our hearts that speak to the field of possibilities. So in this now moment, I see the face of someone or something that I need to wrap love around. And I speak words of infinite possibilities. May you be peace. May you be love. May you be well. May you be happy. As I speak those words slowly, I am releasing any judgments, anything I may have taken personally, any assumptions, so that I in turn may be peace, may be love, may be well, and may be happy.
Before we move forward, I want us to show them some appreciation for this beautiful altar. And so the next three people that I'm going to call up here probably have no idea what I'm going to say about them or why I threw them together in a pile. But one of the things I do as a minister, and I pay attention to everybody, I pay attention to all of you on Sunday morning. I don't know whether you know it or not, but when we're doing the meditation, we get to the point of silence. I'm sending everybody individual energy to your heart centers while we're meditating. I pay attention sometimes when I feel pain from somebody. These three specific women, whether they know it or not, are the people that help us shift sometimes in the middle of our prayer chaplain meeting. You need people like that. Because we can get into the duty pile for a while. It's like this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening, and this person is dying, and blah, 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 and it's like, we need people that every once in a while remember when we forget. And so I want to tell you that Laura and Valerie and Jamie, you are some of the people that help me remember when I forget and help the prayer chaplains remember when they forget. So I want to ask you to come forward, because you have to remember that no matter what it might look like, there's beauty there.
It is clear that everyone's experience of beauty is unique. When asked to define beauty, each of us will speak to our own experience, whether it be a beautiful painting, a sunset, an amazing musical performance, a delicious meal, or a snuggle with a puppy or a kitten or a new baby. However it is defined by us, one thing is for sure. The power of beauty in our lives is real. And the beauty we speak of today is an experience of the heart and soul. We speak today of the opportunity to see beauty in what we often call imperfections.
All these beautiful hearts out there. Mother Teresa would find herself shuffling through the streets of Calcutta, India, and she would find beauty where few people believed that beauty could exist. Amongst the filth of garbage and debris in the gutters, the stench and the decay of rotting food, she would notice a flower growing or a human helping another human walk across the busy street. With no words of explanation, no rationalization, and no justification, Mother Teresa believed that beauty simply exists when we are willing to align our hearts and minds to it.
This thing we call life is our opportunity to seek out and find blessings, wisdom, love, and beauty. And we do that through crafting our prayers. Prayer is truly the language of God and the angels. From the wisdom recorded in the Dead Sea Scrolls to the native practices that have survived until today, prayer is universally described as the mystical language with the power to change our bodies, our lives, and the world. For prayer to be potent, it must be more than words. It must be who we are. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you say. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Sing this with me if you know it. Chaplains. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. And every thought becomes a prayer. And every thought becomes a prayer.
And so one of our prayer chaplains was unable to be with us today. And so we want to hold Jackie Scully in the highest. She's had some stuff to go through with her father and everything that's going on in her world. And some of it is awesome and some of it may not feel awesome. But I promise you she knows there's blessings in what she's going through. And she wishes she was here. So we just hold her in our thoughts right now. I know that she is right here with us, wanting to be here. And we light a candle for her. And so the next individual that I'm calling up to complete our prayer chaplain induction is the only man that's brave enough to be with us. I would love to know that there were other men who were called to this kind of deep work, because it's not necessarily always even going to the hospitals, it's holding in prayer the needs of this spiritual community. Doing it once a month together, but then doing it during the week. We have our own Facebook page, and we post out there. When people ask for prayers, we post that, and we all write prayers. This group is constantly praying together and working together, shifting the consciousness within ourselves first, within the spiritual community, and then out into the world. And so, Rich, you brave soul, we are blessed to have you. I also don't know if you all paid attention, he had a bass guitar on this morning.
And so we leave you today with these words from our World Day of Prayer service. You must never lose faith in your brilliance, no matter what the world sends your way. Your unique soul scriptures live at the heart of you, lying in wait for their opportunity to be manifest. They may be covered in dust, they may be hidden from view, but they are still there, sparkling with infinite possibility. Will the prayer chaplains please stand and face the group? And with me, may you be peace.
May you be peace.
May you be love.
May you be love.
May you be well.
May you be well.
May you be happy.
May you be happy. And so it is. And so we focused on hurt. We focused on transformation. We focused on prayer and how that can shift everything. And so now the choir is going to come put a button on it with a song about how we believe. Because the bottom line is the beliefs that you hold about yourself and how that creates in your world.
There have been times in my life I have lost my way. There have been times in my life when I thought I couldn't even ask for help. But I learned how to hold faith my feet. Listen to the voice that says, I'm right here. I believe in the power of the Spirit.
changer. Thank you, Dan. Since we do have quite a few things up here, when we do our sacred walk of abundance, we come this way. Dan's setting the crystal bowl right in the center there, and the affirmations are right there. You put your tithes and offerings in this crystal bowl. Please be cautious. If you'll take your offering in your hand with you, oh, don't forget the gift of change. Coming up 2 weeks from now, be saving your change to bring on the last Sunday of the month. Say the affirmation with me, if you would, please. May we cherish the gifts of the Creator we have been given. May we hold the beauty of this world close to our hearts. May we embrace the spirit of giving and receiving on earth. May there come to all people, all animals, all living things, an abundance of the earth's greatest gifts: health, love, peace, and overflowing joy. In the name of all that is holy, we say Amen and Amen.
bless these tithes and offerings, but we also bless our own internal beingness in this now moment. May I be peace. May I be love. May I be well. May I be happy. Say that with me. May I be peace. May I be love. May I be well. May I be happy. And knowing that I deserve that. And so it is. Amen.
Beautiful. Thank you to all of our chaplains and our youth this morning. Don't forget, we're all meeting at the lake to get on Ricky afterwards, so just to remind you of that. Say this along with me if you would, please. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.